here with the League of Uncommon Men podcast. This morning I want to talk about First Corinthians chapter 8, and it deals with the issue of food offered to idols and the Christian's freedom in Christ. First of all, let's talk about what the chapter discusses. The chapter addresses a specific concern among the Corinthians regarding the eating of food that had been previously offered to idols. Paul provides guidance on how believers should handle this matter and emphasizes the importance of love, knowledge, and consideration for weaker believers. The chapter highlights the principle of Christian freedom and the responsibility to use that freedom in a way that does not cause others to stumble or compromise their faith. So, regarding knowledge and love, Paul begins by acknowledging that believers have knowledge that idols are not real gods and that there is only one true God. However, he emphasizes that knowledge alone can lead to pride and a lack of love for others. Paul encourages the Corinthians to prioritize love, which builds up others spiritually, rather than knowledge that puffs up. Regarding food offered to idols, Paul addresses the issue of food that had been offered to idols, which was a common practice in Corinth. He explains that idols are not real and have no power, so eating food offered to them does not inherently defile a believer. However, Paul warns that if eating such food causes a weaker believer to stumble or be led astray, it is better to abstain for the sake of their conscience and spiritual well-being. Regarding consideration for weaker believers, Paul emphasizes the importance of considering the conscience and spiritual sensitivity of weaker believers. He advises the Corinthians to refrain from exercising their freedom in a way that would cause others to stumble or be tempted to participate in idol worship. Paul encourages believers to prioritize the spiritual welfare of others over their own rights and freedoms. Regarding the impact of actions on others, Paul reminds the Corinthians of their responsibility to be mindful of the impact their actions have on others. He cautions against causing a brother or sister to sin or to be wounded by their freedom in Christ. Paul urges believers to imitate Christ's sacrifice love and be willing to set aside their rights for the sake of others. Regarding the goal of edification, Paul concludes the chapter by emphasizing that the ultimate power is to build up and edify one another in the faith. He encourages the Corinthians to pursue actions that promote unity, love, and the spiritual growth of the church. Paul reminds them that their choices should always be guided by the principle of love and the desire to glorify God. So to summarize, 1 Corinthians chapter 8 addresses the issue of food offered to idols and the Christian's freedom in Christ. Paul emphasizes the importance of love, knowledge, and consideration for weaker believers in navigating this matter. This chapter highlights the principle of using Christian freedom responsibly, being mindful of the impact our actions have on others, and prioritizing the edification and spiritual well-being of the church. So, I hope you'll take that information and think about it. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you again soon.